Beautiful beings of the universe, welcome to now. Namaste. I'll start this video with the fire element because I'm all about fire energy and the beautiful goddess Tara for the good blessings, balance for the justice, crystals for good healing energy. Now, the topic I'm going to deal with in this video is being you, just staying as who you are. Despite your so-called society trying to project you in a way that's most menial and most tiny and most useless aspect of you. That means I'll rather be straight in the sense that when you've got these haters who basically hate you because they are jealous of you, of your intelligence, of your light, and that's why they want to slander your image, it's directly to deal with their cowardice. And watch this, like you might see these people talking loud and being barbaric to its maximum effort. The reason is because these are all little tadpoles inside of themselves. These are massive cowards. So don't think that the people who are criminals are very bold. From this, I'm talking about this from a zoomed in lens of duality. So there are two ways to look at things, right? While you are in the game plane and you are a player. Now, either you play with the playbook of light, that means you've got guardian angels working with you, supporting you 24 hours. You've got goddess and god's energy protecting you. Or the other side, you are a demonic player. So you come from the darkness. You try and attack somebody else. You try murder someone else because you see them as a threat. You go and try and talk shit about somebody else who you hate, or because you've been paid because you're a gangstalker, or because you've been paid because you are a plumber, or you're some laborer who works not just for the mere fact of working because you fix houses, but you are purely criminal. So these low vibrational people, what they do is all of these criminal acts I'm talking, anybody, that could be just anyone. So the reason is they come from the demonic playbook. And I'm not concerned about the person in specific. Like, I don't know who you are. All I see is you throwing up a whole lot of hate onto somebody who's so full of light. That's the Antichrist. These are all the Antichrist demons. And the demon possesses these low vibrational beings. So that's the way it works out. And if you're somebody like me, if you're playing book, a player of light, if you're a warrior of light, so to speak, if you're a warrior of light, then you need not fear. Because fear is an illusion. And of course, you will have fear when you feel the fear in form of when you write exam and you are going to see the result. Did I pass or did I fail? You do have that sort of a fear, butterflies in stomach, fear of the unknown. When you make an investment and you don't know whether it's going to give you profit or loss 5, 10, 20 years down the lane, you do have some sort of fear. Know that any sort of a risk comes with fear. And being alive, despite being dreadful and fearful at the same time, is also a lot of things to enjoy. That's why no matter what your situation, you don't want to die. That's why the society places a lot of money and value in medical institutions, because you think that that is the place where I can prolong my existence. Even though you know that while you are back from the hospital and you have been recovered, you know that life is going to throw you a whole lot of challenges. And you don't know how you're going to solve it. But still, there's something in you that you don't want to die. Now, same thing goes on with the criminal, those who play by the demonic playbook. They just act out as the spirits of demons, the Antichrist, possesses them. And all of this is about the loosh. Loosh is the massive energy draining system that sucks on to the light of the people who are living in Christ consciousness, who are connected to the source. That's why when you see all of these demons surrounding you, following you, gang stalking you, attacking you, it's all because they know who you are. They know that you are high vibrational, connected to the source, living out of Christ consciousness. You are living Christ, and they know your godliness. That's why they want to lie around you. You're the most beautiful, most divine goddess, most intellectual, supreme being. And those demons know that so damn well. But they want to slander you. They want to say, oh, you're disgusting. You stink. Share. You're shit. Fuck you. Because they know all of that is a lie. But why do they have to go on pronouncing this time and again? Because they want to keep on doing the same thing so that they make that as truth. But no matter how hard you try, you can never ever make the sun go down. So all of these evil demonic beings with their evil animals and evil birds and all of their evil intentions, whatever it be, they are just playing by their demonic playbook, and you need not fear. Because when you are pulled into that zoomed in level, see, understand this. There are two ways of life. While you're in the traffic and you're driving your car and you're surrounded by other cars, buses, trucks. So at that zoomed in level, you've got to follow the traffic rules. But when you have transcended, let's say you're sitting in an aeroplane, now going from the top, you do not care about the traffic jam that is lying there in New York City or whichever part of the world you are at. Or in India, in Bangalore, or on my way to office. Or if you're in Sydney or whichever part of the world you are. You do not care about the traffic which is down on the street. Because you are having a transcendental view. You are much higher. You are in the sky. You sit in your aeroplane and you just enjoy the view from top. You just enjoy the aerial view. So, why am I talking about this? Because when you come from the transcendent state wherein you see that everything is one, and although this game of light and dark, yin and yang, wherein you play by the playbook of Christ and the demons plays out by the playbook of Antichrist, the loosh energy who wants to drain and suck energy out of you, the same Antichrist who put Jesus on the cross, and all of that. So when you come from a level of awareness and that just gets you, you do not try at that. Like today while I was in front of the river, I just felt that energy of love, of the divine love, of godly love that just got me. And that made me drop my hate of my enemies. Because I know that they are just playing out the way they have been told to play out. They do not know why do they act in demonic ways. They do not know that bringing poison to the other's life is going to poison them first. They do not know that digging the grave for somebody else is going to get them fall in the same ditch that they dig for others. But they think that I'm safe, I'm paid, so I will rather go and destroy them, because if I don't, then it's going to risk my life. Who's going to pay me? Because I'm paid so well being a criminal. All of these games, because they do not know that the law of karma is universal. There's no way you're getting out of that mess that you created for others without having to destroy your own self. And that's why they hate you. And that's why they target you, because they know that you are exceptionally high vibrational. They know that you are God, God, in caps. Secretly, their spirit cries every time they betray you because they are betraying God. But they just do not have the courage to walk in light. You see, it needs a lot of courage to walk in light. You know why? And you might say, who needs the courage? Who's that I? So the small I, which you identified yourself as, like a tide in the ocean of existence, that I that wants to keep yourself alive. But here's the thing, the real truth is none of us die. And truly, there is no fear. So you might be living amidst danger like me 24/7 and still live absolutely happy, joyous, epic. And that tends to break sweat. And literally, these demons, they get so terrified of your light, of your happiness. Because they know deep down that they go against God and what's going to happen to them. Nobody has ever escaped the wrath of God. And that also means that you let go of your own self preservation. You must let go of you trying to keep yourself safe. Because sooner or later, you will find the more you are trying to keep yourself safe, you are gradually living in a self made prison. And you don't want to do that anymore. Coming from the higher space, when you have lost your small ego I, when you are no more in the dual plane, then you see everything is as it is. That's when Buddha was being tested by Mara, the lord of the demons. And Mara tested Buddha in so many ways. He sent out the most beautiful angels of the universe to lure him so that he falls down to lustful levels, but he did not. He sent out the most lucrative wealth options for Buddha so that he get greedy and he say, okay, let me enjoy this material thing. But Buddha didn't do that because he was already a king. And he knows that despite having had all of the most beautiful women on the entire planet at his side, despite having maximum wealth of the entire world at his feet, he knew that all of that there was something lacking. He knew that this is not it. So that same Mara energy, that same Antichrist energy works in your enemies. That's why they come out for you. And mind you, these demons would never ever target somebody who is themselves a demon. So if you feel you are being targeted, that's because you carry the light of Christ inside of you. And you need not wear a cross to say that I am a Christ follower. It's not about the sort of attire that you wear. It's nothing about you get a certified thing that you are a person of truth, love, and light. Everything is going to depict in how you live. Everything is going to depict in who you are. Your actions speak far louder than your display. But anyhow, everybody has a right to express themselves the way they want to. So naturally, if you feel you should dress up in a certain way that makes you look like I'm more faithful into this or that, sure, go ahead and do that. By all means, do that. Because gradually, everybody tries to express themselves in the way that they best could express themselves. So that's about it. Being in the dual plane, you're called to act accordingly. So you're called to fight the demons. And you fight through courage, whereas they be fighting through cowardice by talking behind you, by laughing in groups, by gang stalking you, by trying out to play tricks against you. All of that for the cowardice of being antichrist. Because somebody who's in the light consciousness, somebody who's in Krishna consciousness, who's in Christ consciousness, which is all one and same, which is in Buddha consciousness, which is all one and same, they need not live like these demons, like these cowards. Because why? Because you are graceful, you carry your own light, you are divine, and they are lowly. You need not fear nothing at all. And you must seek example of courage from Christ on the cross. You must seek example of courage from Buddha surrendering his whole life to truth. And that was not about fancy foods and living in awesome houses, living in palace. So the thing that you're fearing the most of attachment, know that you can very well live without that if you stay aware of the truth. Because here's the thing, what every person truly wants in this life is truth, not a layered vague version of it. But that truth is going to require you to destroy all of your illusions. That means all of your attachments. That means all of your needs, desires. Truth is going to ask you a big sacrifice of letting go of everything. When Ruby and Kabir and all of these great saints, just read about their life. It was so much full of trouble and suffering and misery, but still the world remembers them. Because they had the courage to sacrifice, and truth means a lot of sacrifice. Truth means sacrifice. Truth means being able to see that you are absolutely alone. Truth means being able to see that there's nobody for you. Truth means being able to see that you might be in a crowd, but your pain is absolutely personal to you. Your desire for satisfaction of life, that you want to satisfy yourself through money, through fame, through relationships, through control, through power. All of that is because you have a thirst inside of yourself. And you just want to quench that thirst. You want to satisfy your thirst by getting out there in the world, making that leader out of yourself, for example, so that now everybody listens to you. So that you have this sense that I control the masses. That's when I would have some sort of satisfaction. But no matter what you do, there you are, dying of thirst. It's as if there is an ever hungry ghost that lives inside you that makes you run after money, thinking that this is not enough. And tell me, what is enough? What is enough? When are you going to say, I have enough? By the time you met that target and you feel that, you see inflation hits or market crashes or something happens, and no matter how much ever you made it so that you call yourself safe planning, and you find yourself not safe anymore. And how could you? Your idea of safety is just to say that you do not see all of the other parameters that controls the world around you. So you try and keep yourself abreast, up to date with the latest market trends. This is the way, that is the strategy. I tried this and that. And maybe sometimes it works out the way you want to, and some other times it doesn't. So you don't have control. There are many ways to live, but I will talk of two in this video. One is to see to the fact that you have absolutely no control. That means you come from a state of surrender. That means you let what come and go what goes. That means you're happy with your share here and now. And the other way is you try and use your will 100%. That means you have control over everything. But that comes with a lot of responsibility. Because that means you be watchful of your thought every single second of your day. First is in the watching, because unless and until you're not watchful of your thoughts, you're going to live like an animal. Like how the demons outside live, like how the people in the darkness, the Antichrist lives, who plan wars, who plan destruction. Because know this, you just have that same energy. Either you're going to use it in the creative form, which is upwards, which is towards the divine, which is Christ consciousness, which is Krishna consciousness, or you are going to use the same energy downward. So that means you're going to be operating out of hate, jealousy, misery. You're going to spread all of your negativity to your surrounding. So one way is you come in from a path of surrender and you just accept whatever life sends you. If there is pain and suffering, you accept it as part of your karma. If life brings you sweet memories, free coffees, free food, free stuffs, happy moments with your loved ones, beautiful sunshines and beautiful sunny days, then you accept that. Or the second way is you take the whole ownership. That's like a careful farmer who farms the land, carefully taking out all of the weed that has grown. Because you do not let just the weed grow and eat up the rest of the crop. So if you see a farmer who grows the farm fields of rice, growing paddy, you see that they carefully take out the weeds. They properly give chemical to and not just chemical, the good manure for the growth of rice. They take care of their field from excessive sun, from dryness. They water it time and again to keep 15 centimeters of water so that it's ambient for the rice to grow. That requires a lot of honesty in where you are, and that needs a lot of acknowledgement of the hard work. A farmer cannot just be doing nothing and be lazy and expect the crop to grow. Farmer puts in the work, he makes the land ready, then he sows the seeds, then he takes care of the plant as it starts to grow, takes care of the crop, and when it's ready he harvests it, makes it ready for the consumption for his family, and later sells it to the market. That means all of this is a lot of responsibility. And don't think that a farmer cannot live in surrender. A farmer can very well live in surrender and do the same things what he's doing as an owner, that I am 100% responsible for my crop. Same thing he can also do from a state of surrender, wherein the divine intelligence works through him and it tells, dear Mr. Farmer, you have got to do these steps to make your rice plants give the best harvest. And all he says is, yes, I surrender and I will take to your actions. So you can choose either. But because the life is so non-linear, you cannot make a meaning out of it through just one viewpoint. Or you can, maybe you can. If that works for you, why not go for it? But from my experience, I've seen that sometimes taking on a responsible person makes me helps me in order to do the thing that I want to do. Or in other times, I see when I feel I do not have that much enough energy to do something, then I just come from a state of surrender, and I just allow whatever could happen through me, whatever I could do, I just allow that in order to manifest through me. And I do not come in my own way saying, I want to make this happen. So, in these two states, you will feel when you are taken to the person of responsibility, there's a lot of earth element. So, you feel solid in yourself. You feel like there's a strong, solid sense of I. And this might happen when you have been tested by your opposition, when they push you too far, and that's when this sense of I comes in, like, I'm going to show you who I am. Back off, bitch. Shut the fuck up. No more nonsense from you. Shut the fuck up. So you feel definitely your presence being so damn solid. And the other point is when you come from a state of surrender, when you've been tested enough and you just stayed too strong for too long, you also feel that it's just making you overwork and you want to just relax. And who do you relax to? There's nobody else who's going to give you a pat on the back. So you relax into your own inner being. You just come back to yourself. You feel the love inside of yourself. When you put your fingers, your hand on your heart, and you feel that divine love. You feel that it's okay to cry. You feel that it's okay to be weak sometimes. And weak to who? Weak in front of the Lord. And who's the Lord? The Lord that sits in the heaven of your own heart. There's no God outside only in the temple. Surely God lives in the temple. God lives in the church, but that same God also lives inside of you. So if you feel called to go to the temples, churches, definitely go. But know that if you can't go there and somehow your body just wants to rest, don't just deny the existence of God that lives inside of you. That's right there in your heart center. I am. That I am is the God. I am. So from that space, when you're in a state of surrender, you feel like water. You feel like you're all made of water. Your solidity in yourself, which was very much there coming from the earth element, the fire element, that tends to disappear. And you'll be so much in a state of shock as you realize how you're not the solid I all the time. Sometimes you're so much like water. Sometimes I feel so much of air element in me. Sometimes I feel so much of nothingness in me. That's the ether. Sometimes I feel I'm so solid like earth, like mountain. So you need not fear the gang stalking and the attack from the society onto you. They're coming for you because they know that you are special, you are divine. And when the situation tests you, you should not run, but stand bold and stay unbothered. Stand bold and stay unbothered. Every time an enemy comes to test you, to break your spirit, is because they just knock in to see, hello, knock, knock. Are you there? Can I come in to break you? But there you open the door and you welcome it, knowing pretty well that there is no you, there's no small you, the ego, that is trying to defend itself. But your ego only spurts out while you're in the dual game. Very much like Lord Krishna told to Arjun on the battle of Kurukshetra in Mahabharata in Gita. He tells him that you've got to fight the evil. And this mighty Arjun, which was one man, one prince, he defeated more than millions of people out there. Why? Because there was the energy and the power of Lord Krishna with him. And when you have the divine energy of the God with you, you stay unbothered and you slay millions and billions. It's all a spiritual warfare. And you've got no time to play it weak, my friend. So you'll be shocked. How did you, the small you, which was always so timid and quiet as a child, how did you get all of that courage? Because the truth chose you. I didn't choose it. It chose me. I didn't plan any of this. I didn't plan any of this. But it just so happened. And many times I could not make any sense of what's going on. Like life truly feels like a game. And the more I'm seeing the absurdity of it and how it shocks me every single day with the experiences, and it's all the universe that is doing it. Like, who could you complain? Who are you going to sue? Who are you going to the police for? Against what? Everything is God. Everything is divine. Even the criminals who are trying to play out against you and destroy you, they too know deep inside. That's why you see the small child inside of them, and I that just makes me laugh. I just see the toddler in them. And though they might act and be so mad at you, they be trying to show you how, fear me, I'm a demon. You see the childishness that they have. Just a grown man, but with an infantile ego. A man who just grew old but just never learned how to truly get matured. Man child. I call them all man child. And even the women, you can call them women child. The narcissistic ones possessed by demons who come to destroy you, rob you of your peace, rob your light. Because that's all they learned. To take, steal, attack others. And what do you attack? What you don't have. So the more the lies from the setup, more you should know what is inside of you. And that means when you're called to play, go full savage mode. Go fully savage. Because it's your time to play. And other times when life tells you to rest and relax, then you just be the background, just be the witness. You see that all of this gameplay of life is just like the hand of God that's moving the puppets. Sometimes you are the hero, you are the warrior, you are the angel, and God's puppet fingers tells you go and play. Then you just do what the God tells you to do. And other times he takes you back and puts you in the background, and he lets the demons play. Because the demons are also the opponent party and they want to play. And know that these two parties are created by the God. So don't expect the demon to not play. How else is this game of chess supposed to be played? You need the black keys and you need the white keys. How else is piano supposed to be played? You need the white and the black keys. You need a harmony between the two. And there would be the moments of grace when God just gives you the divine light and your third eye opens, and then you're like, wow, everything is awesome. You smile at a hater, you smile at your enemy, because you know what they're doing. And you see the God behind them, though they might get more mad at you, like, why are you treating me like I'm your friend? I'm not your friend. I pissed off so many people today just by my smiling at them. They got so mad at me, like literally so mad at me, because they just wanted to get a reaction out of their hate to me. And I just smiled at them, and that totally destroyed them. A demon is trying their best to be a good demonic player, and they don't want you to know that you can secretly see through the hand of God working through them. When in Gita, Lord Krishna is telling Arjun to fight Duryodhan, the king of darkness, and there's this Arjun who's the king of light. So he knows pretty well that though Arjun will destroy Duryodhana, that's what finally happened. Always light wins. And after both of this war between light and dark has happened, these two energies get sucked into the nothingness, the black hole that is Krishna. So the universe of you, which experiences all of this, goes back into nothingness. And all of this web of life that you created so that you could enjoy and you could feel the misery because you wanted to. See, if you want to have 24/7 ecstasy in your life and happiness, you sure can, and you know very well it's in your power if you stay focused in that energy. But you yourself get so bored with happiness, and you get so bored after a while, and you say, no, I also want to experience something else. So let me just have some sort of a misery and create some suffering. Else, I'm just too bored of all of this joy. And this is what every person does. They create their own happiness and they create their own miseries. They create their own health and they create their own disease. They create their own life and they themselves create their own death. And sometimes the veil of them having control over you is lifted off. And then you realize from that zone, you can just create anything. Whatever you're thinking is coming true. And you might think, is there some sort of a magic? What is happening around me? Is this all magic? And here's the thing, everything is magic. Everything here is magical. But you want to say no. I want a logic. There's no logic. You have two choices. Either you understand everything through logic, or you see everything as magic. Your life is a magical birth. Because where were you years before you were born, whatever your age? And you say, I don't know, I don't have the memory. I don't have the memory of my past life. I don't know what I will be in the coming lives. So either you know it all or you don't know anything. Buddha could trace back all of his past lives. He could recollect everything what he was in his previous lifetimes, all the way back from the Big Bang. Because your cell in your body, the right now, every cell in your body contains the historical data. But that needs a lot of intelligence to be able to retrieve your older archived past life memories. But somebody who's already stuck in the low vibrational zone, they would only want to keep you tied to this and that and to give you a rule that this is how you should live. and just live at a very shallow level, study, marry, have child, take stuffs, buy stuffs, consume stuffs, and then die. Get old and die. Without ever seeking deeper meaning of anything of it all. Without ever even trying to understand. They hate the free spirits, they hate the free thinkers, because they know there's a lot of truth in that. And you won't be the first one to be hated. There've been this all has been ever happening since the beginning of time. So whatever is the side you're on the dual plane, light or the dark, you're just called out to play accordingly. Because the demon would always stick to the demonic side and do stuffs the most demonic way. And you coming from the light side, you must do the thing coming from the light side. You cannot switch sides. You choose your side and act accordingly. Why they want to put fear to you, why they want to intimidate you, is because they are very much aware of your light. And the demon comes only for somebody who's so full of light. They came for Buddha, they came for Christ, they've come for all the great existences. So if they're coming for you, you have got a calling, an answer to that. And that might mean shaking up your entire world. That might mean losses. That might mean letting go of all of your limiting beliefs. So be it. Pay the price. Why would you want truth for so cheap? Like nothing for it? And you don't mind paying a lot of stuffs for buying something materially which is so cheap, which has got no value, which will not give you satisfaction, which will not. You cannot take any of this at the end of it. But your experience, I am, and the memory. And I don't know even how that memory is placed. I don't know. But some sages and monks in India and in Tibet, they know the ways how to go back to their past lives. That's how Dalai Lama was found. So in his previous life, while he died, and his soul had to reincarnate. So all of these existing monks in Tibet, they went out on the search and they get all of these pointers in their dream that the Dalai Lama is going to be born in this family. So just search out for all the newborn children in Tibet between this to this time. So they go out searching and then they finally find the Dalai Lama in a very small house. And then when they take the child, and then how they actually get to know is through their study, through all of their advancement that they have done, and then they place out all of the toys that he used to use in his past life. And the baby Dalai Lama, he goes there and chooses exactly the things what he used to use in his past life. The old glasses, the same reading book on Buddha, the chanting beads. And that's how they could find out this is the child. And finally, he grew up to be the great Dalai Lama. And he was forced into exile from his own country. Then he had to come to India to be in Darjeeling. And he was so much well respected by people throughout the world. But the demons come for the greatest. Always know that. So if you have that light, don't fear that. And also I'm saying that it's not you that musters the courage. The courage is there. It's like the fire that is there. The fire which is already there. That's why the initiates of the flame. You are the initiate of the flame. You are the flame. that has been burning throughout ages. And they want to take away your light. Not happening. Not happening. They want to give you something too cheap to sell your soul for it, which is much precious than all the wealth of the world. All the wealth of the world, all the power of the world, all the name, fame, and control of the world lies nothing to somebody who knows their light. So I was reading this great book, As a Man Thinketh, and in that I came across this beautiful quote in which he said, a person might be rich and cursed, and a person might be poor and blessed.